And now, Andrew Knows Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Andrew's Doors, I hope you enjoyed it. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had four ugly, mean stepsisters: Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella made Cinderella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. One day, the king of Fivingham's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of Fivingham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quintuppling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Fiona said, He's going to marry me. Isabella said, No way, Fiona. He's going to marry me. Verona said, Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Ella said, All three of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Quintuppling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother asks, Why are you crying, Cinderella? Cinderella responds, I got a lot of chores to be done. I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Quintuppling. The fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. Quantity, woo! The fairy godmother's magic did all the chores and then turned Cinderella's do-rag and ribbed dress into a gown and crown. Cinderella said, I've never seen such a fantastic dress, and get a load of my glass slippers. But she's not done yet. The fairy godmother said, Fetch me. Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has 5 pumpkins, and the fairy godmother turned the 5 pumpkins into a handsome coach. It's drawn by 10 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, Have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quintuppling said, Who should I marry? Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella said all together, He's walking towards me. Well, he's not walking towards any of them, but Prince Quintuppling is walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Quintuppling danced happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And when she was running so fast, she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Quintuppling was so worried that she might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled all around Fivingham to find her, bringing the tiny glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door where Cinderella and her 4 ugly mean stepsisters live. Prince Quintuppling said to her stepsisters, Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Fiona is first. but her foot is too small. Isabella is next, but her foot is too big. Fiona and Verona and Ella are last, but neither of the feet match. Suddenly, Prince Quintuple noticed Prince Fiverella's sweet singing. Prince Quintuple, is that really you? Of course it's me, Fiverella. Prince Fiverella is so excited because she's happy to have her Prince Quintuple back. And they all lived happily ever after. The end. And take care, Andrew Stewards. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 55-erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella, with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there lived a young woman named 55-erella. 55-erella had 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Fatina, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Irina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Irina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella. May 55-erella do all the chores. 55-er wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yvonne, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella all together. One day, the king of 55-ham's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of 55-ham is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Quintuple. But 55-erella is not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Fatima, the oldest stepsister. Ivana said, No way, Fatima. He's going to marry me. The rest said, No, he's going to marry me. Later, 55-erella is so sad, distraught, and upset doing chores about not going to the ball, and marry Prince Quintuple. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts 55-erella by saying, There now, my dear sweet 55-erella. I can help with a bit of magic, and waves her magic wand. And because of that, 55-erella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, 55-erella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 55-erella has 55 pumpkins and 110 mice. 55-erella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 55 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 110 mice into horses, and 55-erella's fairy clothes into a gown and crown. 55-erella says, I've never seen such a quintuple-tastic gown. Get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? 55-erella's fairy godmother says, Well, you can't. But have fun, 55-erella. But I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to the way it was before. Back to normal. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is. 55-erella accepted the warning and climbed into the coach. Meanwhile, at the ball, the king of 55-ham says, Good evening, everyone. My son, Prince Quintuple, was one who he owed to marry. Isn't that right, son? In which Prince Queen responds, yes, father. Suddenly, 55-year-old arrives just in time for the ball. Fatima, Ivana, Fernanda, Tasha, Yadina, Fiona, Isabella, Verona, and Ella say, he's walking towards me! All together, but he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Queen Toppling is walking towards 55-year-old. May I have this dance? Asks Prince Queen Toppling. In which 55-year-old responds, I would be delighted. Prince Queen Toppling and 55-year-old dance happily together. But later, as 55-year-old checks her clock, it's almost midnight! And so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Queen Toppling is really sad and worried that he might never see 55-year-old again. The king of 55-year-old comforts him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find her. And so, the king of 55-year-old and Prince Queen Toppling began their journey all around 55-year-old to find 55-year-old and brought the glass slipper with them. By the time they arrive, they knock. Prince Queen Toppling knocks on the door of the house where 55-year-old and her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters live. But instead of 55-year-old, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters. Prince Queen Toppling then says, Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can you try on this glass slipper? Fatima is first, but her foot is too big. Ivana is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Queen Toppling and the king of 55-year-old noticed 55-year-old singing. Prince Queen Toppling, is that you? She hollered excitedly. Prince Queen Toppling says, Of course it's me. My father and I found you. I love you. Will you marry me? And the glass slipper fits. And so, 55-year-old, the king of 55-year-old, and Prince Queen Toppling lived happily ever after. The end. And I bet it was a fun story, right, Andrew Stewart? I've been debating on making some sequels. So, if you want to see maybe someday 55-year-old 2, 55 wishes come true, tell your friends about it, okay? And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything. And buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. And have you found your prince or princess? Just let me know. And maybe my Cinderella parodies will come true and become real. Take care, Andrew Stewart. Bye.